I'm Tyrone. I'm here to fuck your wife. Look like this style.
Hey! You gotta get out of here!
What did I say? Tell them to bring me my money.
Bro, before I even talk about how Miles saved the city of New York from this absolute crash out, let me just talk about how this man Peter Parker was on a generational run of being a hating ass nigga in Spider-Man 2. Bro, I swear, the second he heard this man Miles got those electric powers, bro started tweaking. Like, he the OG, how you telling me this man got the DLC before him? Bro, if I were Peter, I'd be hot as shit right now. All I know is he looking at the writers back at Insomniac like these. So this scene starts off when we see this man Peter pulling up on MJ. And when he gets there, he runs into Harry trying to rizz her up. Like, bruh, at this point, I think it's almost canon that Peter has to get hold at least once by this nigga. Bro was out here pouring her a glass and everything, then looked over like, oh, hey, Pete, we were just talking about you. Bro, if I were Peter in this situation, I don't even know what I would say. Matter of fact, no words would be spoken. Bro, I run straight up to bro and introduce him to Dayquil and Nightquil. Hi, Mom! Hi, Mom! Hi, Mom!
Yeah, have a good night's sleep.
Cause ain't no way you coming home after a long day and saving the world and your house still dirty. Can't lie, I'm starting to understand why my parents used to tweak out every single time there was one spoon in the sink. If I'm being real, that would make me hot as shit. Know how these games where they mess around and have you out here hitting these with your controller just to clean that shit up. Have them people back at the Sony headquarters cheesing knowing the amount of controller sales they finna have. And I know Peter mad confused cause he really pulled up to see his day one out here dirty macking on his name. Bro, this Venom symbiote really got this man Harry out here acting different. Like, look at this man's face. To be honest, I knew it was raps as soon as I saw this man welcome Peter into his own crib, hitting the same pose as Shannon Sharp. Bro, when I said make yourself at home, this isn't what I meant. And why are you with my girl? Your girl, my girl, they're all the same. What, you don't think your sweet Aunt May was throwing that shit back in the day? What? No, of course not. Well, she was. On her defense, it was the 60s. And I'm not gonna lie, after hearing that news, this man Pete looks devastated. Bro hitting the same face you make when you find out about taxes. So just like every other hero in existence, instead of throwing hands, bro tries talking it out. Nigga really hit him with a, I know it's not you, Harry, it's that thing. Don't
Call us a thing. We are Venom.
And immediately after that, Harry starts tearing shit up. Bro, I knew it was OV when he decided to grab MJ by the BBC and proceeded to drag her ass across the crib. My guy even had the audacity to look at bro right after and hit him with a,
I'm Tyrone. And fuck this Mike Tyson looking motherfucker. I'm here to fuck your wife. Look like this style.
really had this man watch his girl getting blacked in front of his eyes before converting MJ to the dark side. And to make things worse, Peter turns the corner just to see MJ transform into this nigga Scream. And I know some of y'all confused why I called her nigga, but that's just her pronouns. And I know Peter mad confused right now. He looking at her like,
what did I just see? What did I just see?
I mean, the devs already messed her up the first time, and now they out here doing her like this. Gave her ass that Zion Williamson build and called it a day. So these two start staring each other down from across the living room, just for screaming to decide to use her hair to snatch up Peter and hit his ass with the Willow Smith, whipping his ass back and forth and throwing him into a whole ass bus. Then she popped out of the crib like,
you know what they say, Pete. Once you go black, you can never go back.
And after hearing that, these two get straight to boxing. And Peter started off not playing no games. Bro don't even have this symbiote yet. He was just out here tweaking. And then we see Peter run over to Scream and hit this combo attack, beating her ass against his bust. So MJ tries to apply pressure, but in response, Spider-Man hits his backflip out of nowhere. And bro, I don't know what it is, but all these superheroes always doing this extra shit. Bro really out here moving like Captain Atlanta. And to make things worse, Peter causes the sound of the alarm to go off. And just like one of the monsters in A Quiet Place, the sound of the alarm ends up making this symbiote tweak. So Peter tries to go help MJ, and I'm not gonna lie, this was bro's first mistake. Bro really out here falling for them crocodile tears and everything, just for him to get snatched up and eaten into the corner. Like how she really turned this man back into a backwards right angle off one attack. Bro, I swear, Insomniac really nerfed this nigga, cause ain't no way my Spider-Man getting done like that. And I know that shit hurt cause Peter was out here doing random shit just to take his mind off it. Had bro looking like he was trying to decide his order. So in response, he gets up and jumps in the air and keeps crashing down and pins Scream against the pavement. So she decides to hit this nigga with a two-piece combo, tossing his ass in the air, then falls it up by tackling Peter into a new stage. And then make sure he knew she was serious, MJ hits his ass with a choke of death and follows it up with some weird shit.
Why don't you come down here so I can suck your pretty boy?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Had this nigga frozen in place, so she throws him into a stack of metal and the noise starts to irritate the symbiote, causing MJ to finally go back to herself. And the first thing she does when she gets back to normal is start snitching on this man Harry. She was out here calling the cops like,
but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real.
So they both head out to find Dr. Carnage to see if they can find a way to stop the Venom symbiote from taking over Harry. this is Spider-Man 2 we're talking about. Ain't shit going right for bro. As soon as they get there, they run into this absolute crash out Kraven. And bro's been on a generational hate run this whole game. Shit almost competes with Kanye's rants on Twitter.
You know this creature.
His name is Dr. Connors. He's a good man, okay?
There is no good man, only good prey.
So MJC and this 8-foot tweaking ass nigga jumps for a taser and tries to use it on Kraven. But unfortunately for her, that shit don't work. Cause this man straight up tanks all the damage and throws her ass to the side. Then walks up to Dr. Connors and injects him with a green serum, which ends up turning him into the lizard. And that's when Peter shows up with Harry. And I guess bro's been spending too much time with Miles cause niggas moving on black timing. Like bro already got injected, you too late. But that didn't stop them from putting straight belt to ass. These two were doing these spots like Cap and Bucky did Tony in Civil War. Shit was tragic. But before these two can pack them up, the cameraman pans the camera to Dr. Connors. And that's when we see him start to transform into the lizard. So Peter starts off by hitting his 2-piece combo straight into a tornado kick. Just for him to follow it up and lose all his aura by getting that shit reversed and hit with the stab and twist.
Grab his dick and twist it!
Oh my god, dude, this is an MMA fight, dude.
And I can't lie, this is exactly why I say Spidey hasn't been S tier since Toby. Cause bro's supposed to be a superhero, but he's getting packed up by a damn kitchen knife. I guess so Spidey senses was on cooldown. And to add on to the disrespect, this man Kraven decides to toss this man to the side like some trash. Bro really set his ass in straight dog water like MJ's missions. Anyways, after that, the lizard escapes and Harry's able to temporarily stop Kraven. Just for him to look over and see Peter laying on the ground in Last Stand. Had bro looking like Tom Holland in Endgame.
I did not cheat, believe me. I was just getting my dick up by Lil Phoebe.
Like bro, I'm a little confused cause how you gonna tell me this man was able to take up the whole of Sinister 6 in the last game but got packed up by a nigga with a man bun? Like come on bro, make that shit make sense. And after seeing Peter on the ground, the symbiote on Harry decides to choose up like a bad bitch. Saw Peter on the floor and hit him with one of these.
Bang that ass. Here, what?
Then hops off of Harry and clings onto Peter. And I can't lie, this amount of glaze is crazy. Like Peter got powers, he'll probably heal within a few hours, but now Harry gotta go back to normal. Bro, if I were him, I'd be hot as hell. Like that suit was the only thing healing Harry. Now he got a part like these. And that's when the camera pans down and we see our friendly neighborhood Spidey transform into a straight up YN. They really niggified my man Spidey. I could almost see the permits from here. And the second the symbiote attaches to Peter, he gets healed and decides to start his crash out journey. Kraven even tried to send some grunts to stop him, but it was too late. Bro done turned to the dark side. Took one look at these grunts and hit him with a
make fun of me, but will they pick a fight with me? Nah. Fuck that. Who wants to pick a fight with a guy punching metal? For fun.
And I know Spider-Man doesn't kill, but he was getting damn close. Bro really packed at his home room just to look down and feel the power of the black suit coursing through his veins. Just for him to look up and hit us with the
Wonder if I can see the N-word. Wait, can I really see the N-word? What up, man?
Then he decides to swing away the swagger of a black teen and find Dr. Connors so he can give him the antidote. And when he finally gets to his lab, he finds out that Dr. Connors is already transformed and is already a full-out tweaker. Heard bro moving around in the background before he popped out and tackled this man to the ground and hit him with one of these.
Snag. I'm a snag. I'm a snag.
And just for that lame ass intro, Peter had to beat the brakes off him. At this point, it's about the principle. So bro starts off by mollywopping this dude, but that doesn't last for long. Cause the lizard hits this man with the tail whip straight into the wall. Then follows it up by steamrolling this man like a defensive lineman. Then he throws Spidey to the ground, and if I'm being honest, at this point, that black suit's carrying. Cause the way Peter been moving this game, he would've got cooked. But this man's saving grace is his peak plot armor. Cause the lizard tries to attack him, but the symbiote straight up palms that shit and weaves out the way of his next attack. Then we see the lizard jump onto the wall and cling onto that shit. Bro really said he going into his second stage and hit one of these. Then Peter tries to follow him there just to get grabbed in midair and slammed against the wall. And I guess bro didn't learn from the first time, cause he tries again and almost loses a leg in the process. But after all that, Spidey's finally able to get the upper hand and jumps onto the lizard just for him to get that shit reversed. So he locks in and uses his new symbiote powers to pin this nigga down. But that's when the lizard lets out a scream so loud it nullifies the Venom suit, giving his ass just enough time to escape. So after that, the scene switches to Miles, as we see him pull up to the lab just to see the lizard's exoskeleton laying on the corner like some dirty laundry. And that's when Peter pulls up looking like a whole ass menace. Bro really pulled up on Miles like,
Hey, what's up, nigga?
I'm not sure you could say that, Pete.
Of course we can.
And before you can call him on that bullshit, they hear a noise in the background. And they find out that the lizard was in the corner the whole time. So he tries to sneak them both, but that shit doesn't work. Bro's like me, if I saw two superheroes in a 2v1, I'm out of there. So Peter and Miles try to chase him down, and this man Peter's really out here trying to get this nigga. Like in this moment, Peter was so caught up in catching him that he doesn't even notice his big ass chopper gunner in the air right in front of him. Bro's a whole ass superhero, but had to get his sidekick to save his ass like these. Bro, all All I'm saying is Batman would never. Imagine you playing Arkham and your ass has to get saved by a nigga in tighty whitey. And to be honest, I wasn't gonna talk about this because Miles is one of my goats. But damn, does this nigga have some plot armor. Like right after saving Peter, we see him fall into the water just for the lizard to lock onto him and choose bro to be his dinner. And somehow, some way, this nigga's powers were able to save him. Whole time I thought this man's power was his invisibility. But someone at Insomniac must have gotten a few letters mixed up because something ain't right. Because if this man in this clip just went invisible in the last 2 seconds before getting chomped, his ass should be out here looking like these. But instead he's able to get away and meets back up with Pete to discuss what they should do. And at this point the symbiote done took over Pete's brain because bro was talking straight nonsense. Bro saw the lizard dip for the 2nd time in a row and went straight on live tweaking out like,
Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky, 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 you gonna wake up, bro, because you been hiding, bro. I'm in a style. What's up?
And I mean shit, judging by the amount of licks this man already gave Pete, he might not want what he's asking for. Bro, I swear it be these type of crashes that have niggas out here like
Okay. You did it though. You did it though.
Alright, let's go, Pete.
Nah, he's mine.
Is he always like that?
No, he's never like that. So after that, the scene switches back to Black Suit Spidey as he's swinging through the city just to give the lizard the Chris Brown treatment. And if I were the people in New York, I'd be pissed. These niggas really out here causing damage. It's gonna take these construction companies a century to fix. I mean, they already take 100 years to fix a pothole, but Peter's finally able to catch up with the lizard who uses his webs to latch onto him. So in response to that, this man decides to climb up a whole ass building. Then they get to the top and Peter's all like, "That's it, buddy. You got nowhere left to go."
Oh shit!
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Just for Kraven to pop out the whip like that nigga who shot Ricky and Boys in the Hood, blasting the lizard off the roof and sending his ass into a free fall. Just for Spidey to clutch up in time and hit this clean ass dive in the air and jump onto this man's body, giving Dr. Connors the cure and reversing it from the lizard before they both come crashing down straight into the sewers. They finna run into niggas like Aiden Ross and Aaron the plumber down there. And I'm not a superhero or anything, but you would have thought this man would at least wait until after they hit the ground to return this man to normal. Had bro human body taking all the impact. Anyways, after that we see Dr. Connors start to transform back into his regular self and then he passes out. And when he finally wakes back up, all he sees is this man Spidey hanging over top of him like these. And I don't even want to know how this man got his pants on.
I need you to help me.
I need you to help us.
Fine, come with me. Look, all you gotta do is take this and you'll be cured. Now obviously there will be some side effects and you can no longer say the N-word.
What about my
Your what?
my?
Okay, I'm just gonna pretend like you never said that.
I mean, it's a very good question. Matter of fact, this is coming with me.
And after a long day of saving the world, Peter heads back to the crypt to go to sleep. And this is when we see the Black Suit finally start to take full control over this man's body. Cause bro woke up in the middle of the night and started crashing out on the whole city. Niggas on World Star would have been having a field day. Honestly, I knew she was bad when bro started to attack MJ in the Last of Us sewers. And after seeing that, we all know there's only one person left to stop this man from crashing out. But beside the hair, this nigga the GOAT. So Miles decides to man up and lace up his gloves and finally gets ready to beat the Black Suit out of Peter. And I know it's not Black History Month, but this shit feeling like some reparations for all the unks Jake Paul done took out. And Miles gets there just in time to see this man Peter about to put Kraven on a t-shirt. Bro's really dangling this man in the air like these. But that's when Miles comes crashing in and saves Kraven in the last second by hitting him with the blast. Bro, if I'm being honest, at this point, whose side is bro on? Like, they've been trying to pack up this man Kraven in this whole game and bro just letting him walk out of here. So Peter gets pissed off and rightfully so. Bro started looking over at Miles like these. And after all that wait, we finally get to see these two throw hands. And this man Miles did not come to disappoint. Bro was not holding back. My guess is he heard this man Peter let the N-word slip one too many times and decided he had to step in and save the day.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
So Peter lets out a scream covering the whole stage in symbiote juice, and these two get straight into it. Off rip, I can retell this man Miles means business because he's doing anything and everything to win. Bro's ass was even out here cheating, hitting his big ass belt to start to weaken the symbiote. I mean shit, bro's fighting the roided up spider nigga. I would do the same shit, and I know exactly how he feels. This is the same reaction I have whenever I hear a random high pitched noise in my ear. And at first, everything was looking good for Miles. Bro was out here getting his licks in and weaving attacks, but that's when he tries to hit this jump attack. And I guess after getting this shit handed to him for the last 5 minutes, Spider-Man finally decides to lock in and snatches Miles' ass out the air and slams his ass on the ground. Bro, I knew this man was desperate when Miles tried to grasp onto this nigga Dreads. Bro got into a bad situation and immediately reverted to his hood tendencies. But I guess that shit was able to work because he's able to reverse that shit and hit Peter with a mean ass left hook. And judging by the amount of electricity this man Miles was charging up before the attack, I know Peter finna wake up looking like one half of the Sticky Bandits. And after that, Miles gets back to applying that pressure. And that's how you know this man is crazy, bro. Cause what type of nigga has the audacity to talk shit while getting their ass beat?
Why can't I just have this? I'm the hero. You were just the diversity hire. You can't do this to me. I'm that nigga.
Stop saying nigga. So Miles knocks him back and Peter launches an attack at bro. Just for Miles to get in his bag and dodge over that shit. Then follow all that up by hitting this clean ass flip in the air. Bro, I swear, you give these superheroes 1 second of downtime and they immediately start aura forming. Then he saves Peter to the ground and we see him hit that Spider-Man emote on his body, asserting his dominance and becoming the group leader. And at this point, I'm just amazed. I never thought I'd see the day where a little bro would win a fate like these. Bro must have been letting out all the pent up emotions from Peter treating him like these growing up.
I'm not a perfect person.
Then Peter tries sneaking Miles, but his spider senses were able to activate in time, allowing him to weave out the way. And then Miles grabs Peter up and tosses him up in the air, hitting him with that same move Rock Lee hit that nigga Garl with during the tuning exams. And to make things even worse, Peter tries to throw a punch, but that shit was straight Mickey. This nigga Miles palmed that shit with ease and hit Peter with one of these.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
And I guess after hearing that shit, it started making Peter tweak out, because he's finally able to knock Miles off him and starts to put in some work, just for Miles to start using cheats again and go back to hitting his bell, creating a loud noise to weaken the symbiote. And just judging by the way this man's moving right now, I can tell this shit worse than listening to an Ice Spice album on repeat. No wonder why she fell off as soon as she lost all that ass. And after that, we start to see this man Peter crash out. Bro, I don't know what this man Miles did to him, but he really got him out here looking like he on that same shit that Kodak Black on.
In the streets of Atlanta, talk to the people.
Just by looking at his face, I can tell something not right. Had this man out here on the ground looking like the black suit was giving him that grapefruit method. But Peter's finally able to lock in and uses all his strength to strip the black suit away from his body. And I'm not gonna lie, for something he's been quote unquote trying to get off this whole time, bro really didn't struggle ripping that shit off at all. I guess bro must have learned that secret MJ technique. And just like that, Miles was able to save the day and help Peter get back to being himself. Damn, Miles, I don't know how I can thank you, my nigga. Okay, seriously, that's the last one, Pete. And after all that, they end up capturing the symbiote and saving the whole city of New York. But unfortunately for them, while they celebrate their win, both Venom and Kraven in the background plotting on their get back. Anyways, more of the story of...
For the last time, Parker, our pronouns are they, them. Not because we are non-binary, but because we are literally two niggas.
Bye, have a beautiful day.
I give you all of my love, you do that shit all the way. Why you always act brand new? Like, who is this hoe? Like, what is your name? I gotta change for you, nah, I cannot change for you. Late night, I'm in the store, yeah, same here, think about you. You always had to be made for each other. You always had to be perfect together. I like your ass and I couldn't do better. You love my ass and I couldn't forget you.